Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 148 of the Let's Play world. I've been spending a lot of time this week thinking about the Nether. I think there's a lot of opportunities for things we can do there. We can get a couple of things off the wall of tasks, and I had a couple of interesting thoughts. Let's go ahead and pop into the Nether, and I'll kind of share some of the things I've been thinking about. Okay, we've got our new Nether portal that leads to our tower base, and I actually massaged this a little bit and made it stick out even further than it did last time you saw this. So it's a nice little area where things kind of open up a little bit. We've got our portal, this change in design, and like I said, we're going to continue that down in this direction. Down here, I've been thinking more about this Nether tunnel out to the mangrove swamp here, and I think I am going to do this gray block idea. And then these gave me a little bit of inspiration. I think what we'll do is we'll do probably about 3 sections, and then we'll do like a little green kind of connector area, and then another 3 sections, another little green connector area. And some of these blocks on the very back, I might add a green block in there, just to give it kind of a less drab look. The gray block is very detailed, but kind of drab. Not a lot of color going on here. And I think that green accent would really kind of lighten and brighten things up. So that's the idea here. And we're just going to make this go all the way across. Now, if we run back in this direction, back to our tower, and then back to the ancient city, you can see we've got this kind of sprawling nether tunnel going on. And initially we started off pretty tight. You know, it was kind of a nice tight little area, but now it's all over the place. And I actually made a little drawing. I'm going to put it up on the screen here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you can see kind of down on the left-hand side, that's where our original base was. And we had this nice tunnel, and it sort of went down into where the copper mine was and our inks farm, and then had a couple of offshoots that went to the zoo and the iron farm and the spawn chunks and all of that. And then we got to this intersection that was kind of pretty, had a glass floor, and from there it turned left and just kind of went off into the Nether, and then it turned right, went out to the mesa. So from here, this is kind of what I'm talking about. This, if we go in that direction, goes to the mesa and then off to our new tower base. In this direction, we just did a little bridge, and we did this nether base. It's very, very cool looking. And then in this direction, we did a couple of things, but we didn't do a lot. We first did this, which I just love. This color of the black stone and the nether brick is such a good mix. It just looks so nethery. So I really like this. This goes on for a bit. And then here is our nether mine. This is where we were originally digging for all of our black stone and all of our basalt and all of that. So this was the original nether mine where we got all of our netherite and everything. And then this continues on for quite a while, just above this basalt delta here. You know, it's a pretty cool, you know, very, stark, very sterile tunnel. I really, really like it. Got here, and we turned right. And this was our blaze farm, where we got all of our blaze rods and things like that. And then it continued on for a distance longer. And I eventually kind of cleaned this up. We were missing the glass and the ceiling for a long, long time because it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes out to a nether fortress. And this nether fortress, it's kind of big. You know, it's a great place to get wither skulls. The blaze spawners are not there any longer. They were a little bit of a problem, so I got rid of those. And yeah, there's just this nether fortress here. Hello. And that's it. There's no portal here that goes to the overworld and I'm not sure if we built a portal where it would go. So that is one thought, is, we could maybe make this useful and figure out where in the world we are, where in the overworld we are. Another thought I had was we could tear this thing down, like mine a bunch of this nether brick. And one of the things on the wall of tasks was a nether monument. Now, an ocean monument is basically just a big pyramid. And of course, in the ocean, it's done with prismarine and that sort of thing. In the nether, it would make sense that it was done with nether brick. So it might be cool to tear down a bunch of this fortress and build a big nether pyramid and do our nether monument out here. I was also wondering, now that we're all the way out here, what would happen if we just kept this tunnel going? Or what if we turned back and went in that direction? Would we crash into some of our other tunnels? And I did some math and I took some coordinates, and they don't line up very well, to be completely honest. We could, make some zigzagging tunnels that go from here to there, but I don't know that we need to yet. Once we get into the overworld a little bit more and explore more of the map, we might find that some of this would make sense for more portals or whatever, but I don't want to build portals just to build portals. So anyway, that's thought number one, is we could do something with this as far as the Nether Fortress, and once we explore a little bit more of the overworld, perhaps we could build some other portals out here that might make sense. So let me put that nether map back up on the screen for you so you can kind of see where we're at and all of that. And then I'm going to put up another version of this, and I added some more lines. And these were kind of the thoughts I had on the possible extensions we could do. And like I said, up where we were in that top left-hand corner, that fortress out in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't really line up very well with some of our other nether tunnels. We could, like I said, zigzag or whatever back to one of the other ones, but I don't know what the purpose or the point would be, really. Another thought I had was that nether base we had, we could come out the side of it and maybe see if we could connect up, but again, I don't know if there would be any good reason to or any specific purpose. But there is one thought I had, and that is where the Mesa portal is. So as we run along through this basalt area here, we pass a couple of tunnels on the right. The first tunnel we pass is the end, and then we pass the desert, and then we see the mesa, and then we turn towards the ancient city. One thought I had was we could take this portal, put it on this wall, so all of these would be on the right-hand side, and then we could continue this along, just out in this direction. You can kind of see between the mesa and the mangrove swamp, there is a lot of unexplored area. And so making another tunnel that goes through that area, again, we could make some portals to the overworld that would open some of that area up. So those are some of the thoughts I had. And I think moving this would make a lot of sense as far as a tunnel that continues on. Not a high priority, but I think that is definitely something I want to do. So, yeah, where does that bring us? I think today, a couple things we're going to do. One, I need more gray blocks. So we're going to do a little bit of mining. We're going to get more stone, more andesite, and all of that. And then we're going to do a little bit more work on our tunnel out to the mangrove swamp. Oh yeah, I was getting some skeletons that were occasionally spawning inside the tunnel, so I put some frog lights in the ceiling here, light it up a little bit, and that has solved that problem. So let's head over to our overworld mine and get some gray blocks. Ah, yes, I forgot we had this whole situation. So we had a cave we found down here, cave we found up here, there was an aquifer up above us. So yeah, this might be a little trickier than I had anticipated, but this is where we're going to start. Boy, oh boy, what a mess this place is. I keep running into these aquifers and all these little like itty bitty caves and things, and it's just a mess. So I got a bunch of stuff. I've got a ton of andesite, I got a ton of stone, got some other goodies as well. So we're gonna head into the Nether, do some work on the Nether tunnel. Coming along, but we've got a long way to go. I added another 3 segments and a little green connector, and you can see here I did a little bit of green terracotta. It's really easy to make. You just, cook the cactus and then dye it, and I think it goes nice with the frog lights. And after 3 of these gray segments, I did this little kind of green connector, and it just takes the green terracotta in this kind of modern design, and I think that will help kind of break up the space a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting. But like I said, still got a long way to go. I'm gonna need a lot more light gray carpet, so we should probably think about building that wool farm that we've been talking about forever. So between episodes, I think I might work on this a little bit more, and then perhaps I might start excavating that nether fortress that we took a look at way over on the other side of the Nether. Next episode, I think we're going to do a lot of little chores. There's some half-done projects and things like that that I definitely want to finish up. And then episode 150, I have an idea for a build that's been in my mind for a long time. It's pretty ridiculous, involves a little bit of redstone, and if it works, I think it's going to be pretty fun. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.